Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and we're going to take a quick look at the all-new 2023 Chevy Blazer. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at the 2023 Chevy Blazer, and even though this is not a hardcore redesign, it is a slight refresh, and feel free to freeze the frame if you want to read all of the equipment that comes with the new Blazer RS, which is the one that we're looking at today. I think they did a pretty good job with everything they've changed with the Blazer. So first off, you guys can see here, you've got really sharp lines on the hood, and I love the changes to the LED accent lights. I think it just looks a little bit sharper, and then you guys can see the headlights down below, and then notice the trim piece right there, obviously the RS logo, and then you got the blacked out Chevy bow tie there on the front end with the whole blacked out grille as well. And overall, I think the stylistic changes to the front end, I mean, again, slight refresh, just looks a little bit sharper. I think it works. Coming here to the side, notice we got the silver there on the wheels with the blacked out portion in the center, and then you guys can see here with the front suspension. Notice that the fender flares are blacked out, which I think looks great. Got the Blazer logo there on the side, and then you guys can see the blacked out trim there all along the bottom. And then here with the body painted mirrors, and then notice the roof is all blacked out as well. And the wheels, you know, from a design perspective, I think they work with the Blazer. They kind of look more like off-roady, which is kind of weird to me, but, you know, it works. Taillights, I'm kind of neutral on them. I don't think they look better or worse than the previous taillights for the Blazer. Notice all of our badges on there on the back, and then you guys can see the exhaust tip section there down below. A lot of this, you guys will notice, is pretty similar to the previous version of the Blazer. And so from a rear end perspective, you know, again, some changes, but it looks relatively the same. Now, this was one of the vehicles that was locked, so sadly I couldn't really pop into the interior, but I can at least kind of show you guys here with the interior. It looked a little bit more modern, a little bit more updated compared to the outgoing model. So more screen, right? And the seats, though, they pretty much look the same. So there wasn't a huge change with that. But it seems like they're just trying to make the, you know, a couple slight changes to the interior to make it just feel and look a little bit more modern. And the one thing I will say is, if you aren't a car person, you probably wouldn't notice that this is a new Blazer, right? Because it looks so similar to the previous version. And I did do this quick comparison for you guys so you could see the differences with the Traverse and the Blazer, with the wheel design, and then just, you know, the front end aesthetics. And notice how Chevy's kind of going for like a particular aesthetic with all of their new vehicles. I think that's kind of interesting. And then also the interior difference between both of them, where the Traverse kind of has more of like a luxury looking interior, whereas the Blazer, they went for like a sportier type design with the interior and the exterior. But I mean, a large part of that is because the package is right. The Blazer is an RS, but there you go. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. There's visibility of the hood, and you guys can hopefully now see the heads-up display. Both mirrors which do have blind spot monitoring, and throughout the rest of the rear. And, well, let's set off. And again, this is going to be a test drive of sorts. So this car is pre-sold, so not going to take it off the lot or anything out of respect to the new owner, but I do have to take it back to its parking place because we had our little filming location. So we'll drive it over to the parking place, and I guess you guys can take a gander at Toyota's inventory here in Murray right now. So first off, the thing you notice with the Highlander is it's very smooth from a suspension standpoint. I think that's definitely a big positive with the Highlander. Steering's very light, which is nice. And we'll pop it into the sport mode. Yeah, it's got decent pep in its step when you pop it into the sport mode. And I think I have to take a turn here, so we're gonna take a little bit of a detour to get back to our parking space, so we can go over this little dip. Suspensions, yeah, very compliant. It's cool to see the hybrid info in real time. That's definitely a nice little thing to have. Then we're going over this bigger dip. Yeah, suspension's very compliant, so that's definitely a big plus. And yeah, definitely you get quite a bit of power instantly from the electric motors. That's nice with the hybrid. And full EV mode, so now we're not using any gas. Look at that. This is like a complete review of the Highlander. I'm just kidding, but you know what? Pretty dang good. So I guess to sum things up with this quick little drive, and I wonder who drives that ugly green truck. First off, exterior wise, I think the Highlander looks good. It's got a nice clean appearance to it. And then from an interior perspective, the Platinum's really nice. It comes with a bunch of nice tech and luxury features like the heated seats, cooled seats, and you guys saw pretty much everything standard with the Platinum, which is a big positive. You can see the camera system's great. It's easy to use to get into a parking space, so that's definitely a big plus. And so yeah, overall between that and then, you know, the great fuel economy and everything, there's just so much to love about the Highlander in general, right? Now, should you get the hybrid over the V6? That depends. I'd say if you're doing a lot of city driving, this is worth it. If you're doing a lot of highway driving, I would recommend the V6 over the hybrid. And so, yeah, that's the new Platinum Hybrid Highlander.